Hi, my name is Sheila Hill. I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide. Today we are going to talk about the birth of the divine feminine in both genders. You see, the divine feminine energy is the foundational energy, the foundational energetic template for the New Earth 5D experience. All living things have both divine feminine and divine masculine energies in full balance, except for humans. Humans in their flawed state, currently many, but not all, human beings have the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine energetic template playing out in their reality. This wounded aspect of the feminine and masculine is taking up the space and needs to be dissolved so that the full divine feminine and masculine can be embodied. So what are these? How do you become aware of them? What does any of this even really mean? In both genders, we have the wounded feminine, which is the unworthiness energy, the people-pleasing, over-delivering, over-giving, the provider giving, doing to its own depletion, again in either gender. The hustling for love, hustling for validation. If I give more and I do more and I show up for more and more people, surely someone will love me. This is the wounded feminine. The wounded masculine is the opposite. It is what we would understand to be egoic power. It is a very push energy. It is controlling. It can be explosive in anger. It says that if something isn't working, then we just try harder. We push harder, we get up earlier, we stay later. There must be a way. We must push, 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 and force something to happen. It's a very forceful energy, whereas the wounded feminine is a very suppressed, unworthy energy. But you see, neither has anything to do with gender, because most human beings swing back and forth on the pendulum from feeling unseen, unworthy, life isn't working for me, I'm not loved enough, seen enough, honored enough, so I will roar like a lion, and I will push and I will force and I will make my way until that exhausts you. And then you fall back into the suppressed, depleted, unworthy state. This pendulum swinging back and forth is so common in humans. I did it myself for years and years and years. Again, it's not indicative to any one gender. All human beings do it. But it is the program, the energetics, the beliefs, the thoughts, the autopilots that need to be dissolved through awareness, through healing wounds, healing trauma, finding new ways to show up, finding new ways to love self, so that you can be conscious and aware of what energy you are in any given moment in time. Because as we dissolve the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine, they then leave and make space for the divine feminine and the divine masculine to be birthed and embodied within both genders. Now, the divine feminine. What is that energy? That energy is very self-aware, is very conscious, is very connected to self and connected to source. It is flow state. It is faith. It is knowing that life for him or herself and for others is always divinely perfect and on time, regardless of how it looks. It is unconditionally loving. It is kind. It is compassion. It is humble. It is gentle. It is vulnerable. And it is extremely powerful. You see, there is nothing about the divine feminine energy that is weak. It doesn't play into any of the old programs or old paradigms that we have lived, many for thousands and thousands of years and lifetimes. The divine feminine is asking to be birthed through both men and women. And the divine masculine is her counterpart that will also be embodied The divine masculine is the holder of the space. He is the container that holds his own divine, humble, soft, vulnerable, powerful self. He is the doer of the things, whatever it is that needs to be done, but it is never done from a place of programmed productivity or hustling. It is only when it is in divine alignment for something to be done that the divine masculine is then able to be the doer of the deeds. They are a beautiful union, and they are the union of the divine feminine and masculine that are being birthed within each and every one of us as we dissolve our old wounded programs. The divine feminine energy is the return of the creatorship, the co-creatorship, the divinity, the alignment, and the flow state through walking the path of faith that is being birthed through this new earth experience and the ascension. So I hope that this framework of information is something that is going to help you self-observe and self-evaluate as to where and when you happen to hop on the pendulum and swing back and forth. And in doing so, what is being asked of you is to surrender, to go within, to love yourself, to let go of attachments, ideals, expectations of what you think your life is supposed to look like. It is asking for you to cultivate faith. Faith is a fifth dimensional principle. Faith that everything that has happened in your life thus far has been a beautiful divine co-creation and experience that your soul came here to have, regardless of how you judge it or evaluate it to be, regardless of how your ego, whether they liked it or not. Everything has always been divine and perfect. And going forward, you will begin to experience and align yourself to higher experiences that perhaps you will find more joyful and more fulfilling, but enough of your ego will have been dissolved for it not to matter. You will see everything through the lens of the love that it is, the gratitude that you are for being here, and your co-creation between your unique soul's essence and the world around you. It will be a fun place to play, to co-create, to be, and to experience. So, surrender, surrender, surrender. Call upon your inner knowing, your inner connection to yourself, and the inner connection to source and all that is. Allow the dissolution of these old wounded programs that keep you swinging back and forth on the pendulum to simply fall away. There actually isn't even a real doing that needs to be done to dissolve them either, other than for you to embody their opposite. You don't need to actively dissolve, heal, dismantle your wounded programs, but only really be aware of them and embody more faith, more love, more of your own divinity. And as you do that, as you go within and you embody more of yourself from a loving, compassionate space, you will find that those programs, wounds, and traumas will simply dissolve with ease and grace. Understanding these energies, what is wounded and what is divine, can be a really, really powerful, powerful place to operate from. And I hope that this has helped you understand, understand, and ignite within you an inner knowing of who you came here to be. Until next time, much love. Bye for now.